Welcome back to episode 2 of Wild Ideas with Paige Alexia. For this episode, we are going to be talking about white-handed gibbons, whether they're a monkey or an ape, and how you can tell the difference. Let's get started. Primates are some of my favorite animals, but the white-handed gibbons are really special to me because I actually got to work with them for 2 years at an amazing place called the American Primate Educational Sanctuary. So I really got to know these guys up close and personal at a behavioral study that I presented at my university's symposium.
But before we get carried away, let's do our rapid fire facts.
Their scientific name is Hylobates lar, which is why they're also known as the lar gibbon. They are a mammal. They're found in the tropical forests, mainly in Southeast Asia, and they are omnivores with a diet of mostly fruits, but they can supplement that with leaves, flowers, shoots, and insects, and they are considered endangered, which they are actually the most threatened species of primate. They're so special, and one of their most unique behaviors is some of their vocalization. So they have these really long, drawn-out vocalizations that oftentimes one of the members of the group will start and the rest of them can all join in, and these calls can be heard over a mile away. Let's take a listen. This behavior is super important because it can serve as bonding for certain members within the group, but it also can communicate territories to other gibbon groups. In addition to caring for the gibbons, I would also provide tours at the sanctuary where I worked. And one of the main misconceptions I would hear is that the gibbons are monkeys, which I totally get it. They look like monkeys, they're pretty small, they're hairy, they brachiate through the trees, but these guys are actually considered apes, lesser apes to be exact. Let's figure out why that is. They all evolved from a common ancestry and fall under the order of primates. Within this, we have a few other taxonomic classifications. Here's the order of primates, and within the order, we've got a few common name groupings: apes, monkeys, and prosimians, which is animals like lemurs or lorises. And even within these groups, they can be divided further into New World and Old World monkeys, great apes, and lesser apes. And this is where our lar gibbons fall.
But of course, I didn't just make all this up. This is after years and years of genetic research, and this fancy phylogenetic tree can show you these exact same relationships with a little extra bells and whistles.
So how can you tell the difference? The easiest way is that monkeys have tails and apes do not. So the next time somebody calls a chimpanzee a monkey, you can say, actually, they don't have a tail, so that's an ape. And I do expect you to do that. Okay, thank you so much. Of course, as always, my sources are linked in my caption, and please check out the conservation links in my bio, including the beautiful nonprofit sanctuary that I worked at, American Primate Educational Sanctuary. Till next time.